Good morning, everybody. All right. Things look a little different here this morning because I don't know. Gremlins. I turned on a laptop that worked yesterday and today it don't work. Don't turn on. Crazy. So we'll get through it. No problems. All righty. Let's see here. You know, everything's in different places. Setting up older laptop that I used to use, but all right. Markets are up here this morning. Where are they? Let's see. Gapping to the high of yesterday's bar. Well, it is in an uptrend. It is on minor support. Looking at spiders here, broke down under the 20 MA. So, you know, looking through everything that the markets yesterday, reviewing over the weekend and all that, we got a very conflicted situation, which has been the case for a while. But and these ones that went down more than the others, and then the others skyrocketing back up, just makes for a very different situation. Um, that I don't recall having such a divergence and such an abrupt rotation so fast. The things seem to be moving faster and faster these days. And things around here. So we got a big old red bar on the weekly time frame, gapping up here in the bottom of the bar. Factory work, of course. So gap down, multiple bars down, and we'll see if it stays in the bottom part of the range through this week. Lots of earnings reports, economic reports at the end of the week. So, so far, at least a bullish start for the moment. Of course, look to the left. I see the congestion there on the 15 clearly at those pivots. So it's gapping up into resistance. And it didn't, while there's a void, it didn't, somewhat of a void. It didn't fall, like a vertical, like this moving down right here. If it had kept going down, we had a clear void. Whereas just looking at this time frame, and of course, you're going to look like that on the 5. Got multiple pivots there. So what is the upside potential just based on that? I'm thinking this pivot right there. Trying to click that thing. There you go. So I get my reference on all of my time frames there. All right. So that could be within striking distance today, which is about, well, not give or take, it is Friday's high. And we'll see if it can hold on to that gain or not. All right. SPX gapping up to that bar. Again, another day where the open is in between the strikes. That's close to a whole number, 5,600. Just based on historical patterns, and take this word with a, with the, there's no guarantees. I think in no way, shape, or form is it ever getting up there today. And opening here, the move down, it could, but overall, I don't think it'll go to either one. The good thing is this one's at a whole number and not a significant amount of resistance, but a whole number. And this one's on a lot of resistance. And it would be great if it was down below, but it's not. But as always, you got to assess what happens and the market opens and which way things wiggle. These interest rates are blank because they changed the symbols. I haven't used this in a while. And so futures, again, support. My thought over the weekend was, the things that went down the most would be the ones that would be the potential to stabilize and maybe have at least intraday long trades. But now this is opening up relatively close to a resistance area, as you can see, right there. It's pretty close to its targeted area anyway. So not a great potential there. I was reading comments. And you don't know how, you do know, of course, anyone that's had these kind of technical issues, you get so, I guess, reliant, comfortable on your current situation, and now everything's all in different places. All right. So a little bounce there. Few NASDAQ, up near yesterday's high on major support, deep retracement, coming into resistance. Doesn't leave really any room to consider intraday long trades, even scalps. Had to be in there, early in the morning. And so we'll see how this deals with this resistance area and a whole number of 20,000. We'll see if it rolls over. This is the continuous contract. That's the way this was set up before. I don't think it's going to make much difference if I was to put in the current contract. So here, again, this is the crazy part. The laggards having such an explosive move to the upside, and they're not on any support yet. So if it had come down here, or we had, 2 or 3 days of chopping around at a higher level, that would lend itself to considering a long setup. But right now, the way things are, and we looked at the other contracts close to resistance, it looks more like there'll be sellers in this area, and then we'll see how much it rolls over or the lack thereof, or what it does. Is just not going to be a high probability setup here for trading the markets, the equity markets anyway, or futures first thing in the morning. They've made their run up. They're close to resistance. Now we have to see if they hold, whether they go sideways, roll back over. So not a high probability scenario for the open here as far as that goes. I don't know. It's E-signal. Anybody else's YM chart look like this on the daily time frame where it's not filling in? I saw this on the regular contract as well. No, so I have to call E-signal and see what the deal is there, because the other contract does the same thing. Yeah. All right. Well, we can look at TBT as far as interest rates, and running in place. Running in place. A lot of bars overlapping each other on some major support. Bottoming tail bar last week. No advantage there. Basically a stay away. Bitcoin, miraculous recovery after breaking down through this major support level. So that leaves us with a trading range. Maybe it can get to the top of the range. It is at some resistance there. No advantage to trading this at this time. I don't even have, let's look at crude oil. That was, I don't know, this market's just been strange all along, the strength and the chopping around, whether it was going to flip up, it was holding here, red bar ignored, wide range bar up, right back down again. Schizo trading patterns here. Now, it looks like it's got to go down there. And will the 200 hold it? Probably not. Just look at, when you get crazy patterns, you always got to go to the higher time frame and compress it. What do we have here? Just more craziness, really. It didn't get up to that resistance area, breaking down, holds that support up. So what I would look for here, right, see what happens. It could just go back down to the lows, but just based on this part of the chart, this 4 strong bars up in this pullback, while this is bearish, well, if it keeps going down, well, it's obvious what's going on. But if it holds this area and it starts to make a little bottom here, we could get a buy setup on the weekly. So the takeaway here is doing nothing for now. Everything is set up the way it was before. That's not even transports. It's that ETF with more um, stocks in it. Not sure if that's the symbol. Yeah, another example of what was weak and miraculous recovery as there was that violent rotation into anything that was underperforming. And so this creates the void. It's pulled back. Is it pulled back enough? We look to the left. It's on minus support. I would like to see a couple of days back and forth here. So I was looking through what's happening here this morning, other than individual stocks, which could still look interesting. Something like Johnson and Johnson that had a strong move. Again, it needs more back and fill, but these ones that had these strong moves, they should set up for longs in the coming days. As I look around today, it just seems that this might be kind of a choppy day or erratic day, or at least maybe at least an hour, if not longer, of trying to see what develops as far as new patterns go. Yes. I'm going to hand it over to you, Dan. I'll try and rearrange these things here and see maybe what's up with my system. Internals, whatever we looked at, there's nothing to take away from that other than, they got extended. We got the sell set up. One thing I mentioned in the weekend letter was many times after that strength, it comes down to the zero line. You get stabilization, and unfortunately, that stabilization or move toward some resistance area is happening here pre-market rather than giving us an opportunity to partake in it.
But it's amazing to me that breadth stayed that high after that big retracement. Not breadth, sentiment, my bad. Sentiment stayed that high. Nice to know you see how I feel of my tech problems, but mine are ongoing. Yeah, I hope everyone had a great weekend. This crowd, we did nice zero DTE naked puts on that on Friday. That's the company that created this havoc with Microsoft and the software updates. Crowd's supposed to protect companies from these problems, and that it created it. And I read in the journal, Microsoft said, well, I read over the weekend it was 18.5 million. And then they said, yeah, it's only, that's 1% of our client base. So, my immediate reaction to that, was, what the heck? What the heck is going to happen when some sabotage knocks out 80% of them? I mean, look at the massive screw ups, disruptions that happened Friday across so many industries. I mean, we know the obvious ones with, banking and airlines and all that, but I even read that the Coast Guard, for example, was like partially shut down because it didn't have communications and so forth. So that's a wake-up call. So talking about Microsoft, this is on I posted pre-market, gapping over a lot of 15-minute resistance. But it's gapping resistance. So I said possible 30-minute high. Let's see if we can do a put spread. Yeah, a lot of these fangs are in good moods here today. Amazon actually gapping over Friday's high. Let's see, this one's more fluid down a lot, greater than 100%. So that one we have as a put spread idea. I see Google up a lot. it's over Friday's high. So that's a candidate. 30-minute high put spread. Meta up a lot. That's as sloppy as can be. I would never want to buy this thing. But we actually on Thursday with the bullish gap, we did a 1 DTE put spread under there that worked fantastic. It's a mess, but that's the beauty of credit spreads. We're just picking a short-term top or bottom. Raul on YouTube asking about Cross. Yeah, yeah, looks great. Raul always gives me some good ideas. And that looks fantastic. So that, the pattern is a buy setup, 5,200 MA after an explosive move through two pivots. And then it's the first pullback. So let me just set an alarm at 48.52 for now. And then it has a price for it up to 56 to 58. I don't know. So that I like a lot. And the other one, Domo. Sure, sure. That one's in an uptrend because it has higher pivot highs, higher pivot lows. It's not a core. I was hoping it would possibly be a core, but this is still in a downtrend. So I had no interest, but that's fine. Just means it's not a core idea. But look, now the gap's messing it up here, Raul. If this was opening flat, I'd be all over it, but the gap's messing it up. All right, other alarms. We have extremely light inventory, like record low. We have 0 open trades in the advisory letter, which has never happened until the day we open the service with 0 trade. It's open, and we only have 2 in the weekly options trader. So that's just a testament of what the market's done and our confidence on new positions. So we have a Daku put spread, which looks fantastic. We did that right into the close, and that looks like a directional also, similar to your Kraus. A little different. This one's better because we have higher high, higher low. So that's a directional idea also. We have cream call spread. Strike 257.50 up here. Gapping up a little bit with the market, but it's fine. And that's it. And we have a couple ETFs, which I won't go over. Other alarms, my Amazon went off, Docu alarm went off, coin alarm 180. After deep retracement, this is a put spread idea. Look at Mister would be a fantastic put spread idea also, but that's way too spreading. But I was hoping it would give us a couple inside days and then we consider it as a directional. I wonder if this guy's going to split anytime soon. He looks very ripe for a 10 for 1. All right, those an RCM alarm. My alarm went off, but I don't see any prints. This is the mother of all mother Bull Island reversals. I haven't seen anything like this in a long, long time. So obviously on news, both down and up. But now, gapped over red bar, bottoming tail, range expansion, bullish weekly, monthly. It looks great now. So that's on my list. And those are all the alarms. Let's just, let's see, earnings here. Where are your earnings? Shoot, I missed I know Verizon had earnings. I usually have my earnings earmarked. I don't see them here. Shoot. All right, so that's all right. We'll just go through this list. All right, so Verizon broke out. I know Greg had a little day or swing trade on that 2-day pop there. Um, Crowd we talked about. I have an alarm. Look at this RR. I just saw pre-market. So something's up with this. I'll keep an eye on it. But wow. Well, this is not earnings. This thing is getting punished. See, right over here would be my discussion of it's a potential bottoming pattern, but I did not have the confidence at all over here. And then downtrend resumed, but wow, 46.80. That could even be a watch for a put spread. That's a big gap down. Nova, Alex gave me. Um, Big explosive move, bullish price action, gapping up. Like Joby, same. You know, there was a lot of igniting gaps this day. And so there's a lot, particularly in the in the banking sector. KRE, so many banks look similar, had explosive moves, breakout weekly, monthly, but they're too extended to do anything. Actually, under Thursday's low, or whatever, the lower of these two bars, we have that as a call spread idea. Garmin, nice big bust out here. Let's see how that stabilizes. Sienna, we had a beautiful one day swing trade here. We just took our money into strength, and that obviously retrospect, fantastic decision. Didn't sit through a pullback. This is on Sam I Am's list, I think. HCAT, explosive move. They just need to go sideways more. They're not ready. EMB closing breakout. Let's set an alarm at 3660. Oh, 3662. Serve. That's an igniting gap. Monster range expansion. You know, this coming out of the graveyard. So, yeah, I don't know what the news was, but nothing to do here. ISRG, big old gap on earnings on Monday. That still looks higher now. I mean, on Friday. Um, that's an amazing 2-bar reversal. Well, really, 1-bar reversal. NVIDIA getting some upgrades here. I set an alarm at 118.50. If it gives up this gap, what pattern is that on the weekly? What pattern is that on the monthly? It's a Climo. It's an M top, lower high, bearish igniting gap, bearish consolidation, and a price void. So I will be very happy if my alarm goes off. Actually, on my other computer, I'm going to set it at 119. SIG. It doesn't have any weeklies, but a Climo bottoming tail and support. This would have been a great 4 DTE put spread, but you know, possible 30-minute high day trade. TMUS, I have an alarm breakout. You know, because I'll say the gap down is damaging it, so I have an alarm at 152.60. Just move on. MLM greater than 100% retracement. You know, nothing to do here yet, but except set an alarm. Car, it is a buy setup, but it's a very poor quality one. McGraw gave me this because it's from a breakout failure. But yeah, I got enough to watch. I'll delete it. Meta, I talked about put spread. Microsoft put spread WMB closing breakout. That's maybe 30-minute high. CHRW was on our long watch list. There's a number of transports that look good. This got an upgrade, so I see one print up here, but I have it in the bottom right here. Restoration hardware had some positive variance mixing, but no pattern. A&F got an upgrade, but no pattern. GNRC, explosive move, breakout, weekly, monthly. But just to try to get back on board, something like this it's going to take a week or two. And that's if at all. DRQ, continuation of cell setup. There's CHRW, car. Greg mentioned this to me, and it's a potential bottoming pattern, inverse head and shoulder on the weekly. But look at the monthly. The monthly, I told Greg it could be a core short down to 50. So, not doing anything right now. It has earnings next week also. All right, I just had a Lester alarm go off. Buy deep retracement. This also, again, I look for a put spread. But I forget the reason that, yeah, it's the same old reason. I either don't have weeklies or it's illiquid or there's no juice. It's one of those three reasons. But it's still a 30-minute high candidate. Yeah, I should have done that, Greg. I mean, Alex, I forgot to do that. Downtrend. I told you I was absolutely shocked when these things started rallying with, in the height of Uber. It's like who fundamentally who the heck is renting these cars? I haven't rented a car in 10 years with Uber being on the block. It's like, why? All right, Starbucks, I had an alarm go off. This had an explosive move on Friday. Elliott Management getting involved. And I said, you know what? This is the first time in a very long time that an Elliott or Buffett announcement corresponded with the chart, in my opinion. JB Hunt. I think I gave this one as a directional. 164. Yeah, so all right, we're getting some selling right at the open of all four horsemen. Let's watch old JB Hunt. I don't need meta here. I have another computer. Yeah, exactly, Alex. That's why I said I got a number of these truckers on my list. Exactly right. But for a bounce only, when they come in a nasty manner, I don't, when vertical, there's zero reason to think that it's going to make a new high immediately. Schwab alarm. I looked at this or put spread, but there was no juice. But that's a big old inverse head and shoulder on the 15. Look again. 61s, Schwab. 23 cents. See, there's no juice, but could give a bounce. I'm just not rushing anything. Maybe 30-minute high. I'll put it in a window. Another computer. As well. Okay, so that did not trigger, so that's good. Let me reset the alarm. And my trade station on big computers acting really sluggish. I got to do that cleansing, Alex. You told me I just haven't done that in a while. All right, RPD. Also, oh no, this is different. Um, this was a long watch. I think your watch list, Alex, but now I'm gonna take it off my list. It's RCM. RCM, yeah, it's a go on a pullback. It's Daku. Um, Peo. Peo alarm. It's an early alarm, nothing to do now. Oh yeah, my alarm went off on that pre-market. No, it did not close. Yeah, it's a watch. Now, so Alex, you were right about that 15-minute resistance right over here. But I'm still okay with a put spread because it's not a directional. If it takes out two highs with the idea that it should go through that remaining area. Oh, Doc, it was long calls. Let's see what that is. 54 calls for 2.25. Okay. Yeah, Roblox. Did I give that or This watch list. I gave a put spread. Okay, so why didn't my alarm? Oh, the alarm did go off 4 ago. And GPS alarm. So Roblex 39 and a half, 38. We're not going to get filled though on Roblex. Like GPS. Here's the one we talked about, Sam I am, remember Friday? Buying 24 puts. 158. GPS one. So yeah, RCM I gave Sam on a pullback into the gap area, RCM. All right, JB Hunt took out the 5-minute high, so that's a go. 165.56.